Corn is an amazing crop with the genetic potential of that corn seed and what it can become. We get asked the question a lot of when is the proper time to apply micronutrients. If you think about that, because they are micronutrients, we put them in small amounts, and so placement becomes critical. We feel on corn the best application for corn is on the leaf. We want a concentration of those micronutrients. Everything that we've obtained from our petiole sample or our sap analysis will determine what that is and the amount that it'll go on. And we want that on the leaf because it is in such small amounts. We want the placement to be perfect. If you do any other application besides a foliar application with a micronutrient, its placement is random, and then the plant has to go out and find it. So we want that to be very specific when we do a foliar application. We want it on the leaf in a high concentration. That allows us opportunities to not only address the micronutrients, but also address biology. We can do a stimulant, we can address hormones, we can address amino acids, organic acids, anything in addition that will help stimulate the intake of that micronutrient. And for as many corn acres that are produced, we focus very primarily on the micronutrients when we do those foliar applications. One of the things that we look for in this particular situation, it's on a dairy, high compost, high nutrient. There are a lot of residues in the soil that cover all of our macronutrients. Really, for a primary macronutrient, the only thing we really have to address is nitrogen. We have lots of phosphate, we have lots of potassium. We do add sulfur to our nitrogen applications when we're addressing nitrogen. We find in those high manure, high compost situations, we lack a lot in our micronutrients. That becomes key when we do a foliar application at this timing, that we address those. There have been studies in the last couple of years that talk about managing our micronutrient applications as a foliar in corn to help manage those diseases. We can suppress disease and suppress insect pressure if we balance the plant and make it healthy based on our micronutrient applications. And so that becomes critical in the timing of that and that window for that. We know that the corn, if we were to cut this stalk and look at the actual cob that's being formed, the genetics of that are already determined. It's critical at this stage, at that V4, V5, V6, that window that we have to give everything that needs from a micronutrient side and balance that plant, that we can address the deficiencies and then set the plant up for success in helping to resist disease and insect pressure that's going to come. If you look at the corn plant in general, the amount of energy that is created from that seed and what that genetic potential is, to maximize that, we've really made some huge steps, not only in genetics, but in how we manage corn to maximize yield. We're pushing those limits of bushels and tons, whether it be a grain corn or a silage corn. I think with our management practices, we have gone leaps and bounds towards really pushing the limits on what we can truly achieve with corn. And that's what we do at Rocky Mountain Agronomics very well, as we analyze the plant through sap and through petiole analysis. We look at all of those 7 primary micronutrients and actually take that sample and then formulate a blend that will maximize that genetic and for the grain and the silage that we're trying to produce. But as we're doing those things and paying attention at that foliar application and timing, we're able to reach some higher yields.